In Indian politics, there are many influential leaders who commit heinous crimes and then use their power, influence, and money to escape justice. This story is about one such leader, a 6-time MLA and a former minister in Mayawati's government. He deceived a girl half his age, impregnated her 3 times, and later committed such a horrifying act that even today it sends chills down the spine. We are talking about Madhumita Shukla and Amar Mani Tripathi. What is the complete story of these two? Let's delve into every detail. Believe me, as you learn more about this case, you'll find it hard to believe. Stay with us until the end of this narrative. Before moving ahead, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so now and hit the bell icon. Now, let's begin the story. In 1999, Amar Mani Tripathi was elected as an MLA for the first time. Over the years, he rose to prominence in Uttar Pradesh politics, becoming a well-known leader with strong political influence. Regardless of the ruling party, he managed to secure a ministerial position in every government. On the other hand, Madhumita Shukla, the second key character in this story, gained immense popularity as a poet at a very young age. She wasn't even 20 when her bold writing and captivating poetry made her a favorite at poetry gatherings. She started her career performing at small events, but as her fame grew, invitations to perform in other states began pouring in. In 2000, Madhumita was invited to a poetry conference in Delhi. Before a crowd of thousands, she recited her poems with such finesse that everyone was compelled to applaud. Among the audience was Savitri Mani Tripathi, Amar Mani Tripathi's mother, who had a deep appreciation for poetry. During the program, Savitri learned that Madhumita was also from Lucknow. Being from the same city, Savitri approached Madhumita after the event with her daughters, encouraging her and extending an invitation to visit their home in Lucknow. Madhumita, aware of Amar Mani's political stature, saw this as an honor and accepted the invitation. As promised, upon returning to Lucknow, Madhumita visited Savitri at her residence. Their first meeting went well, and Savitri was so impressed with Madhumita's poetry that frequent visits between the two households began. One day, during one of these visits, Amar Mani noticed Madhumita. He had already heard about her several times, both from others and from his mother. In their first encounter, Amar Mani asked Madhumita to write a few lines for one of his election speeches. Madhumita obliged immediately. This marked the beginning of their interactions, which soon became frequent. To outsiders, Madhumita was helping Amar Mani with his speeches, but their relationship deepened over time. The story took a dark turn on May 9, 2003. In house number 3360 in the Nishatganj area of Lucknow's paper mill colony, gunshots were heard. A man preparing tea in the kitchen rushed out to find Madhumita lying in a pool of blood. The guest he had been serving tea to had locked the door and fled on a motorcycle. The man Deshraj shouted for help, but no one could catch the fleeing individuals. Meanwhile, Madhumita, struggling for life, succumbed to her injuries shortly after. Nidhi Shukla, the twin sister, receives the news about the murder of her sister, Madhumita Shukla. Upon hearing the shocking news, Nidhi immediately arrives at the scene. The information about the murder is reported to the local police station around 7 p.m. Upon hearing the news, the police assume that the murder was committed with the intention of robbery. However, when senior police officers arrive at the scene, they quickly realize that no robbery had occurred. Instead, Madhumita had been shot at close range. Several senior police officers arrive at the scene, and the investigation begins. The local police officers first search Madhumita's rooms and find her mobile phone and personal diary. Some other evidence and items are seized from the house and sent for further examination. Meanwhile, Madhumita's body is sent for post-mortem the next day. The report comes in that the hospital where the post-mortem takes place is attended by none other than Amar Mani Tripathi, accompanied by his colleagues. He stays at the hospital until the post-mortem is completed. The reason behind Amar Mani's presence is revealed later. Madhumita was reportedly liked by Amar Mani's mother, and Madhumita had also worked for Amar Mani in the past. To offer emotional support to the family, Amar Mani stays at the post-mortem room. After the post-mortem, Amar Mani Tripathi arranges to have Madhumita's body sent to her family residence in Lakhimpur Kheri, which is about 140 kilometers from Lucknow. After covering 110 kilometers, the group reaches the village, where preparations for the final rites are already underway. However, at this critical juncture, the then SSP of Lucknow, Anil Agarwal, receives confidential information. He orders his team to immediately bring Madhumita's body back to Lucknow, no matter the cost. Upon investigation of Madhumita's diary and mobile phone, it is revealed that Madhumita had written in her diary about being pregnant. Furthermore, it is discovered that Madhumita and Amar Mani Tripathi had been in a relationship for several years. The diary also states that Madhumita was pregnant at the time of her death. SSP Anil Agarwal contacts Nidhi Shukla, Madhumita's sister, who confirms that Amar Mani and Madhumita had been in a relationship for a long time. She also reveals that this was the third time Madhumita had become pregnant, with 2 previous abortions mentioned in her diary. It becomes clear to the police that Amar Mani's urgency in the funeral preparations was not out of sympathy for Madhumita, but to hide his own crime. SSP Agarwal orders that Madhumita's body be returned to Lucknow so that it can be confirmed whether Madhumita was indeed pregnant, and if so, who the father was. After another 110 kilometers journey, Madhumita's body is secretly brought back to Lucknow. It is confirmed that Madhumita was 7 months pregnant, though this fact had been deliberately hidden during the initial post-mortem, as Amar Mani Tripathi had pressured the authorities to omit it. SSP Agarwal, in his investigation, orders DNA samples to be taken from the fetus in Madhumita's womb to confirm the identity of the father. Since Madhumita's diary mentioned Amar Mani Tripathi as the father, Amar Mani's DNA is also collected. When the DNA results come back, it is confirmed that Amar Mani Tripathi is indeed the father of Madhumita's unborn child. Despite Nidhi Shukla's statement accusing Amar Mani Tripathi of her sister's murder, the police initially do not make any arrests or include anyone in the FIR. However, once the DNA report confirms the facts, the case is transferred to the Lucknow Crime Branch. Rajesh Pandey, the then SP of the Crime Branch, begins a thorough investigation, but shortly after, he is transferred, leading to suspicions that the transfer was orchestrated to protect Amar Mani Tripathi, who was a minister in Mayawati's government at the time. The investigation is stalled and the demand for a CBI inquiry grows. Although Mayawati resists initially, under increasing pressure, she agrees to hand the case over to the CBI. On May 17, 2003, the case is finally transferred to the CBI. The investigation uncovers a shocking twist. The murder was not just committed by Amar Mani Tripathi alone, but was part of a larger conspiracy. The CBI investigation reveals that while Amar Mani Tripathi and Madhumita Shukla initially met by chance, they grew close over time. Despite being married with children, Amar Mani made false promises of marriage to Madhumita and began an affair with her. When Madhumita became pregnant for the first time, Amar Mani persuaded her to have an abortion, and he did so twice. However, when Madhumita became pregnant for the 3rd time and refused to abort, she began to pressure him for marriage. Meanwhile, Amar Mani's wife, Madhumani Tripathi, became suspicious of the affair and had her nephew, Rohit Chaturvedi, keep an eye on Amar Mani. One day, when Amar Mani went to meet Madhumita at her home, Rohit tipped off his aunt, and Madhumani caught him in the act. Confronted with the truth, Amar Mani confessed to his wife. Madhumani then suggested that if they got rid of Madhumita, the entire problem would be solved. After this, Madhumita's murder was planned by Amar Mani's wife, Madhumani Tripathi, in March 2003. She meets Rohit, who assigns the task of killing Madhumita to a person named Santosh Rai. In this context, Santosh Rai meets Rohit Chaturvedi and Madhumani. In this meeting, Madhumani says that she is ready to pay as much money as needed for the job, but the work must be done with complete precision. After all the planning, finally, on May 9, 2003, Santosh Rai, along with his associate Prakash Pandey, goes to Madhumita's house. After talking for a while, they directly shoot Madhumita and flee from the scene. After this revelation, on September 23, 2003, Amar Mani Tripathi was arrested. In this case, Santosh Rai, Satya Prakash, Prakash Pandey, Papu, Rohit Chaturvedi, Madhumani Tripathi, Amar Mani Tripathi, and Yajnarayan Dixit were all named as accused in the murder. Although Amar Mani was arrested, just a few weeks later, he was granted bail by the High Court. Not only that, During the investigation, there was so much use of power and money that one witness after another began retracting their statements. Additionally, efforts were made to give the case a new direction. Amar Mani Tripathi's side tried to create fake evidence and claimed that Madhumita Shukla had already married an IIT Kanpur student in 2002, but later, this claim was proven false. Amar Mani also tried to show that Madhumita Shukla was in a relationship with another man. For this, fake CDRs were created in collaboration with BSNL officials and presented as evidence in court, but this was also proven to be fake. Despite the repeated failure of fake evidence and witnesses, Amar Mani Tripathi remained unaffected and continued to roam free. Then, Madhumita Shukla's sister, Nidhi Shukla, filed an appeal in the Supreme Court to transfer the case out of Uttar Pradesh. The Supreme Court heard the case and transferred it to Uttarakhand. Amar Mani Tripathi's bail was also cancelled. Finally, the trial began in Uttarakhand, and all the charges against Amar Mani Tripathi were proven true. As a result, on October 24, 2007, Amar Mani Tripathi and his wife, Madhumani Tripathi, along with 4 others, were found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. After this, Amar Mani Tripathi and his wife, along with the other accused, remained in jail. However, in 2012, they were transferred from Uttarakhand jail to Gorakhpur Central Jail. Interestingly, as soon as Amar Mani Tripathi returned to Uttar Pradesh, he stayed in jail for a short time, after which, citing illness, he managed to get transferred to BRD Medical College. Madhumani Tripathi also got admitted to the VIP ward of this medical college on medical grounds. In 2013, during Akhilesh Yadav's government, Amar Mani Tripathi and the other accused requested the government to release them from jail, but their request was rejected. As a result, Amar Mani Tripathi spent time either in jail or in the hospital. You would be surprised to know that until 2023, Amar Mani Tripathi remained either in the hospital or in jail. However, in August 2023, under the Yogi Adityanath government in Uttar Pradesh, Amar Mani Tripathi and his wife were finally released on the basis of good behavior. Now they are living their lives freely. On the other hand, Madhumita Shukla's sister, Nidhi Shukla, is still fighting for justice. What do you think about this entire case, friends? Please do share your thoughts in the comment box. If you liked our hard work, do like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed to the Crime Story channel yet, quickly subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such stories from the world of crime. Stay connected with us. Thank you.